What is going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Stop Crying Poser, voted unanimously by Chris Farley and his brother, James Harden. They all said that this is the greatest podcast ever, monanimously. So let's go ahead and shout out everybody who's here currently, monanimously. Corm. Vincent Adam, KY the Psycho, Wild OG Mickey, Hammy of Dune, Trainwreck, Gabriel, Cheese Curds, Wild Sherry Bowberry, Venus, Die Trap, Mickey, KY, Weather, Buttspot, Zoopolis, Jacko, Wild, and more. We have slightly more live viewers today than usual because we have a very controversial topic to discuss today. Spoiler alert, it involves scooter riders. And you guys know how scooter riders are. Whenever a little bit of controversy fills the air, they come out of the woodworks with their misspelled comments, their tight-fitting pants, their lack of skill and common sense. And that's probably why we have a lot of viewers here, because they know they're going to get shit on here today, and they don't care. I hope you guys, if you're watching live, are having a great Friday. We have an awesome podcast in store for you guys today. We're going to talk about opioid addiction. We're going to talk about some school here in Las Vegas had a racist Instagram account. We're going to talk about anti-vax. We're going to talk about a school shooting where someone serves no jail time or something. I don't really know. I didn't read the article just yet. We're also going to talk about me. I slipped and I fell down in my kitchen. Why? Because I'm stupid. We're going to talk about stupid waitresses. We're going to talk about the Olympics. Oh my gosh, it is going to be quite the exciting podcast. If you're not here live, you're watching later, and that's dumb. So, we did a vote during the pre-show, and you guys want to hear the Woodward Controversy first, so we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. I was tagged a couple times yesterday in my YouTube comments. Actually, let me start at the beginning. I got more YouTube comments than usual on a 3-year-old video, and that raised an eyebrow. And most of these comments were misspelled, so that was already a dead giveaway. I knew right away that a scooter rider must have tagged me in something, because normal human beings don't misspell basic words at the same rate as scooter riders, and we know that because I used to have a YouTube series called Angry Scooter Comments, where every single week, I had dozens of comments that I would screenshot that were misspelled, and lo and behold, every single one of them was on scooter videos and written by a scooter rider. So, I know there's a red flag happening. I knew I was tagged in something, and finally I read through the comments, and it says these two scooter riders made a video about how I'm banned from Woodward. I didn't watch the video, and I feel like that's a topic in itself. I found out that I was tagged in a video, I clicked it, and I skipped to the middle, and it was just two, nervous scooter riders trying to guess my age, and it was just an all-around boring video, so I immediately clicked off. Now, what's interesting about that is when I watch a video and I don't really care about it, I just clicked off of it and didn't really care. I went in the Discord and read one of the viewers' Peshin left me a little description of what the video was. It was just two scooter riders, I guess, just rambling on about me. But it's weird that when I watch a video that I don't really care about, I just close it and go on with my life. Yet these guys are doing their ninja review version of watching me do a rant on scooter riders from 3 years ago. Also a comedy video. So another thing I've noticed about scooter riders is it's really, really difficult for them to tell the difference between a comedy video and a serious video. I know that because I have a video called Greatest HD Scooter Tricks 2015, where I'm wearing a bright red sleeveless hoodie, zip-up jacket with no sleeves, bright red, and I'm wearing bright red sweatpants, and I'm wearing a helmet, and I'm talking like this. And scooter riders have no idea that the video's a joke. They watch it and they just see like a mirror of themselves. Like, oh man, this is what all scooter riders are like. Oh my God, this is making me angry. This is definitely a 100% serious video. And I'm gonna leave a 100% serious comment and give this guy NinjaLifestyle a piece of my mind. M-E-I-N-D. Mind spelled wrong. So scooter riders definitely have some weird issue with understanding reality, and that definitely translates to these two guys. Their names are Clayton Lindley and White Trash Willie. Again, I didn't watch the video, so I might misquote a couple of things, but one comment I read over and over and over again was that I am banned from Woodward. Ooh. I have a couple of Woodward stories that I want to share with you guys that I otherwise would have never talked about had these guys not brought me out of retirement. Also, later this week, I'm going to be learning a brand new scooter trick, which will probably take me about 3 minutes tops. Probably won't sweat. Not at all. It's going to be great. Really goes to show that when my YouTube channel's sort of going downward, like maybe things aren't going good, I can always rely on scooter riders to revitalize what once was almost dead. So, let's get right into it. I've been to Woodward 4 times over the past 5 years. All 4 times I was invited either by the staff or by another person. So I think once I went with Josh Katz, and 3 times I went with Major Crew. Let me first say that saying that I'm banned from Woodward, I feel like is almost, whenever you hear that, you should automatically know that someone made up this rumor. Because I think it's weird that someone would use the term banned. You know what I mean? Like, if I got kicked out of a bar, they wouldn't say, oh, you're banned from the bar. I don't feel like people would say that. You get banned when you're on Twitch. You get banned when you play Fortnite and you cheat. That's when you get banned. So I feel like the people who made up this rumor probably underage video game players or something like that. If you get kicked out of a baseball game, you're not banned from the arena. You know, maybe 86th. I feel like that's the word I would say. Or trespassed. Or just say not allowed. The fact that it was banned makes me chuckle a little bit. Anyways, so I've been to Woodward 4 times over the past X amount of years. And I want to share with you guys 3 experiences I had all on different years back to back. A lot of scooter riders like to think that I'm a bully. Okay, but I'm going to show you guys, since we're playing the victim here, I'm going to show you guys what it's like to be bullied. So, I go to Woodward. I'm there doing basically charity. I'm there to teach social media to kids. We, in exchange for us staying there, not only do they pay me in hot dogs, I get 2 hot dogs a day. Thank you so much, Woodward, for the graciousness that you afforded me. You get to stay there for free, and in return, I have to do a little social media seminar for a group of students in a program called Digital Media. Basically, I explain to them one-on-one how to improve their YouTube channel, how to improve their social media, and it's also sort of a motivational thing. I go in there and I say, listen, you guys are doing great. You can always do better. And hey, if you guys fail at trying to blow up your social media, at least you're having fun. And by the end of my presentation, hopefully all the kids that I do the presentation for go out there just ready to go, motivated, ready to fucking go home from Woodward and just start work at trying to be a better version of themselves. That's basically why I'm there. That's the purpose I serve. Also, while I'm there, I ride my skateboard around, I hang out with my friends, and I meet a lot of interesting people. So it's always been a pretty good time. Anyways, the staff, 2 times a week. So I'm there for 6 days usually. 2 times a week, the staff does this thing called the weekly social or whatever. And that's where all the staff goes together in this nice little showroom, and we all drink beer together. You get to know the other staff. You get to play pool. You get to look at the wildlife. There's like raccoons jumping around everywhere. It's a great time to eat and drink and get to know everybody. So I go there one day. Major Crew's there. We're all hanging out. I have a great time. Drink a few beers. Had a great time. Go back to my room. Go to sleep. I wake up the next day, I go to the camp, which is maybe a half mile away. I go to the camp, and I go to get my my half of my daily Holocaust rations. I get my one hot dog for the evening. And one of the main people in charge pulls me aside and says, "Hey, Steve, I got to talk to you, man. What happened last night, dude? Why'd you get so out of hand?" And I look at him and I'm like, "What do you mean I get out of hand? I didn't do anything. I drank a few beers and went to my room." He's like, "No, dude, like you were trying to start a fight with a bartender. It was going crazy and we can't have that here, dude. I'm really serious about that. If you're going to keep doing this stuff, we're going to kick you out of here." And I'm like, "Wait, what are you talking about? You have me confused with somebody else." Turns out, Angel from Major Crew had rolled his ankle that day. He was really depressed because they had traveled all the way from Texas, and the day that he gets to Woodward, he rolls his ankle, and now he knows he's surrounded by all this cool stuff, and he's not going to be able to skate it. So you know what he did? He drank a little bit extra that day, got into an argument with the bartender, went home, no one fought, nothing happened. Even what happened to him was not that big of a deal. Yet the next day, I got the blame for it, which is weird because I'm not a 5'3" Hispanic buff man. I am completely the opposite. There's no way that anyone could describe him and then you'd end up thinking it was me. So that was the first time I felt really prejudged at Woodward. That was the first time. Now, you may be thinking, hey, let's give Woodward the benefit of the doubt. I mean, maybe the owner, the person who judged me and accused me of doing this, maybe he only knows me from the YouTube channel. You know, dude, give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he'd made a mistake, okay? Maybe after watching my YouTube channel, he thought I was a 5'3" buff Mexican, which, I mean, come on. We've all made that mistake here and there. So, that was strike number 1 for me. Strike number 2, also with Major Crew. We go there again. Major has a much bigger crew this time. So we got this sort of like a VIP suite. It's a suite because it's just a really big room with maybe 10 bunk beds. This is an entire year later. We have bunk beds so it can house maybe 20 people. And the room is big. So after the social this time, we invite some of the other skate teams over. In our room, there's maybe 30 people. Over here, they're playing Smash Bros. Over here, we have a little cornhole set up. So they're throwing bean bags. And some people are just out on the little balcony smoking cigarettes. We're all having a great time. We're being kind of loud. Okay? I'm going to admit, we were being pretty loud. So the neighbors downstairs complained, which were also Woodward staff. They probably had to wake up early. So they complained. And then one of the maintenance guys comes by. I think his name was Miguel. He came by, and as he walked in the room, we're already pretty much wrapping up. We're all taking a group photo together. The loudness has stopped. The people yelling at Super Smash Brothers has stopped. The cornhole has stopped. Everyone's just taking a group picture. He comes in. He says, "Hey, the other staff is trying to sleep. We need to get everybody back to their room, and we need to quiet this place down." Everyone gets quiet. We take the group picture, which is probably somewhere on my Instagram, and everything is fine. We all go to sleep, and it's great. Then I wake up a little bit late, okay? And right as I'm going, yawning, getting out of my twin bunk bed, of which I was on the bottom. I think JP Garcia was sleeping above me. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I'm trying to give you guys as many details as possible so you can set the scene. So I wake up, oh man, I can't wait for my daily hot dog. I open my eyes, and it's the main guy again. We're just going to call him the owner of Woodward. I don't think he's the owner, but the main guy in charge is sitting at my bunk with a chair backwards, staring at me while I sleep. I wake up, he goes, we need to talk. I think to myself, wait a minute now. This can't be about Angel again, because on this particular trip, Angel was not there. So, unfortunately, there was no buff Mexican to confuse me with on this second issue. So, story continues. I get up. He goes, "Hey, man, I heard it was crazy in here. I heard that everyone in here was just destroying things. I heard you were breaking furniture. I heard that there was even a fire in this room. I heard that you destroyed everything in here. The other rooms couldn't sleep. There was all this noise. And it was crazy." I'm looking at the guy and I'm saying, there's 10 people in this room. Why is your chair backwards and you're talking only to me? I'm curious. Also, maybe you guys already know where this story's going. He's in the room that he's claiming was destroyed. And from me on my bed, I look around. Everything's completely normal, spotless. Everything is fine. Quiet, normal room. No fire damage. No broken bunks. No broken chairs. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why is this conversation happening? This cannot be real. This cannot be a real conversation about me potentially starting a fire in this room. If you're currently in the room, nothing smells like fire. Nothing is broken. All you have to do is look left and look right, and everything's completely fine. So I get a stern talking to about partying too hard. You better not do that again. Granted, Major Crew is all around the room, yet I'm the only one getting this lecture. And I thought that was peculiar, especially having it happen on the heels of the previous year's incident. So first I get blamed for starting a fight with the bartender. Was not me. Then I get blamed for burning down a room and breaking a bunch of furniture while you're in the room where these potential things may have happened. And I'm thinking to myself, hey man, I feel like I'm kind of getting blamed unfairly for these things. And I let them know the same way I would let you guys know. Listen, man, look around. There's no damage. Nothing's broken. Everything's spotless. Like, what are you talking about? And it just became another like, hey, you watch it, man. I got my eye on you. And if you mess up, dude, we're going to kick you out of here. And I think to myself, like, what? I don't know what else I can do other than just sit here and be wrongly accused of multiple things. By the way, I'm only there volunteering to help students. I'm not there for a vacation. I'm not there to jump in the foam pit because I love it so much. It's 105 degrees out there. It's in Tehachapi, California. Woodward West. Not a comfortable place to be in summertime, but it makes me feel nice to do something nice for skateboarders, kids, whatever. It's all a good time. I get to meet a bunch of cool kids. I get to film a lot of cool skateboarding. Great times. We made a lot of montages, and I think that was the year I did kickflip front nose down the little yellow flat bar. So it was a good time. So 2 out of 2 times I'm wrongly accused, and neither time do I get a, hey, sorry, man, I called out the wrong guy. My mistake. Never did I get an apology like that. So this brings me to our third strike. I'm building a little bit of excitement here, right? You guys got to be wondering what happened on the third strike. Well, the third strike was really, I don't know if you can hit a strike out of the park, but it is for sure the reason that I don't think I will ever go back to Woodward West or support anything that I ever hear about Woodward West again, which may be misconstruable to a couple of scooter riders that go by the names of Clayton Lindley and White Trash Willie. So let me explain to you what happened on the third time. I'm there, we're hanging out. I go through my entire day's worth of hanging out with kids. I'm getting ready for my presentation. Major Crew was not really feeling good that day. I think they got some food poisoning. Maybe they ate too many hot dogs. Thank you for the gracious hot dogs, by the way. Maybe they ate too many hot dogs. They weren't feeling it. So it was pretty much all on me. It was all on me to handle this presentation, and I was down. As you guys can see right now, I can talk all day long. I can take over a presentation. I can ramble for hours. So I go in there completely prepared to do the presentation by myself. I'm sitting on these little wooden steps outside of the building while the kids, hurry up and get in there and get ready for the presentation. I'm sitting there, and a scooter rider comes up. Scoots up to me. He's like, hey, man, would it be okay if I untied your shoes? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, I'll tie them back. I'll tie your shoes back. I just want to untie your shoes. And I was like, what are you talking about? And say, listen, I just got to untie your shoes. I'm doing this scooter scavenger hunt, and I get bonus points if I untie NinjaLifestyle's shoes. And then I go, oh, okay, dude. Okay, yeah, go for it. Hell yeah, untie them. He's like, I'll tie them back. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to tie my shoes back. Don't even worry about it. Untie them. He unties them. They put the check on the mark on their fucking paper, and they scoot away into the night. Except it's not nighttime. It's like 11 a.m. They scoot away. Another group of scooter riders comes up. They come up to me. They go, hey, can I untie your shoes? And I go, oh, it's for the scavenger hunt? They go, yeah, it's for the scavenger hunt. I go, of course, dude, no worries. Untie my shoe. Like, I'm being friendly, of course. They untie my shoe. I go, good job, man. Go do the scavenger hunt. Another one comes. I say, listen, it's the scavenger hunt. You guys gonna untie my shoe? They go, yeah, okay. Untie it. Go for it. Cool. Now, the fourth group of scooter riders comes. And this time, they have a grown man with them. A bearded adult man comes with them. And I go, what's up, guys? You guys need to untie my shoe? And they go, no, we got a different scavenger hunt paper. We need you to tail whip on one of our scooters. And I go, oh, okay, I'll do it. I got to do this presentation in like 5 minutes, but I'm down. Which scooter? And the guy goes, here, you can do it on mine. And I go, it might take me a couple tries, man, because this scooter's more heavy than the one I scooter on. My scooter's a razor scooter. This one's a little heavier. And he's like, it doesn't matter, man. You can take as long as you want. Just land the tail whip. So I try the tail whip once. I fall. I try the tail whip again. I can't do it. And this grown adult who is their chaperone, he's Woodward staff, comes up to me and he says, I thought you said tail whips were easy, you faggot. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? Is this guy serious? And I was like, what? Like, what's up? And he's like, yeah, you heard me, faggot. It's not so easy, is it? And I'm like, whoa, dude. First off, there's kids around. Second off, you better be down to fucking do something if you're gonna call me a faggot, you know, like in broad daylight in front of like a bunch of kids, okay? So look up at him and I'm like, dude, do we have a problem? Like, do we have a problem? You want to do something or what? Run up and do something so we can fight. I'm not gonna sit here and just let you call me a faggot in front of a bunch of kids. Run up here and do something. Do it. Now, this may sound like a really exciting story. Maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe not, but a lot of this is on film. So if you search YouTube pretty hard, you can find a lot of this and you can decide for yourself if I'm exaggerating about what happened. So I tell this kid, fucking do it. You got a problem or what? And he just, nothing happens. So then everything kind of calms down. I grab the scooter again, and this is what makes the story epic. I tried the tail whip and I land it. I land the tail whip. By this time, a crowd of kids has formed. These kids are like age 8 through 14, a crowd. Some scooter riders, some skateboarders. I try the tail whip, I land it, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Some of the scooter riders are just like, man, what a dick. Yeah! And I hand the scooter back to the kid with the scavenger hunt, and I was like, there you go, dude. Don't even worry about all this. And I'm like, okay, that was a really fun situation. I go in, I do my presentation. Everything's great. I'm a little bit confused about what's going on. I do the presentation. I nailed it. I'd had a great presentation, probably because I was so excited from what had just happened. So I do the presentation. I walk out, 2 staff members there. Hey, man, I heard you're starting fights with scooter riders. I look at them and I'm like, dude, not again. Not again, dude. They said, yeah, you're starting fights with scooter riders. And I said, stop it, okay? Before you accuse me of anything, there's videos of this. JP Garcia's dad, George Garcia, filmed it. So I said, before you guys wrongly accuse me of something, check out the video, watch the video, listen to the video, listen to your staff calling me a faggot in front of kids, teaching them that it's okay to call somebody a faggot while he's at work, getting paid $10 an hour. I'm getting paid in fucking hot dogs, okay? This guy's getting paid $10 an hour to drop the F-bomb in front of a bunch of kids. And that confused me. So I go back to my room after arguing with these 2 staff members, and I'm like, dude, okay, actually before that, while I'm arguing with him, I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Like, what's the big deal? This guy called me a faggot. Nothing happened. I just thought he was going to start an issue with me, so I loked up on him because if I'm going to have to fight and defend myself, I'm going to have to fight. You know what I mean? I told him, like, go first. Let's run it, dude. Run up. Run up and do it. Run up and get done up. So nothing happened. And then they go, yeah, dude, but I heard right after you did a tail whip. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I did the tail whip to help the kids scavenger hunt. I am doing everything in my power to disprove this whole NinjaLifestyle hates scooters things. I'm not just doing it with my words. I'm doing it with my actions. I'm taking like action to disprove this shit. Sure, I'll be a part of your scavenger hunt. Sure, I'll do the tail. Sure, you can untie my shoes. Sure. And then the staff member goes, yeah, but you still didn't have to do the tail whip. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I didn't have to? What should I have done? Because clearly, you know what? The right thing to do would have been to call the kid a faggot. And then maybe I would have gotten a job there and gotten $10 an hour, because that's what that seems to be what they fucking condone, right? I just made the wrong decision. Rather than participate with the fun activity, I was supposed to drop the F word in front of a bunch of kids. Now I understand. Now I understand what I did wrong. So I go to my room and I'm sitting there and I'm just trying to like calm down. I remember I was laying on the bed like this and I get a text message. Text message goes off. It's the owner, the same guy from the first two stories. He says, hey, listen, man, I heard you're starting fights with scooter riders. I heard this is 100% your fault. And you know what? This is probably going to be your last time here. So if you're going to keep acting like that, we're going to have to get you out of here. I lost my fucking mind. Like, it was Major Eddie was in the room, and I think Jacob. And I was like, I'm going to fucking get out of here. Like, it's not that I was getting kicked out, but he was threatening me with, hey, dude, if this keeps happening, you're going to be gone. So I wrote a really mean text message back. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I had lost it, all right? And then I called him right away. Because sometimes when you're writing a text message, you realize you're too angry for these little characters to really, like, explain how mad you are. So I called the guy, and the first thing I say is, listen, man, this is the third time that you've fucking done this shit to me. The third time you've wrongly accused me of some shit. So I'm just in my mind, I'm like, what fucking story did you hear? I need to hear your version of the story to figure out that your staff is either lying to you or to figure out what the fuck your personal issue is against me. I gotta figure it out. I couldn't put that in a text message, so I called him. And then he started saying, oh shit, he kind of seemed semi-apologetic, maybe. The first thing I also said is, hey, by the way, you're paying your staff to call me a faggot in front of kids? Like, and what am I doing wrong? The same sarcastic tone I gave you guys moments ago was the same sarcastic tone I gave him over the phone. And I told him, bro, talk to JP's dad, get the video, he can send you the video, figure it out for yourself, but I'm done with this shit of you just calling me out, bullying me about this shit. Okay? So we get everything sort of handled, I guess. I stayed an extra couple days. I was gonna leave that day, but I ended up just staying the night and leaving another day. And the scooter rider, the guy with the beard, the adult scooter riding chaperone, found out the next day that he got in no trouble whatsoever, which that fucking made me mad. And it made me mad for a couple of reasons. First off, let me explain something to you guys. I've worked for my whole life. Since I was 17 up until I've created YouTube, I worked my whole fucking life. My first job was GameStop. I went from GameStop to work at a skate shop. I went from a skate shop to work general maintenance on an office building. I went from there to warehouse. From the warehouse, I did security. From security, I went back to warehouse job. And after that job, I went to repair slot machines right here in Las Vegas. I cannot think of any fucking job on the face of the planet that I could have ever worked where I could call a customer or anyone in the vicinity a faggot and not get immediately fired. But at Woodward, you get a high five and a hug for doing that. It fucking baffles me. Now, these two guys, I'll say their names again, Clayton Lindley and White Trash Willie, keep spreading this rumor and keep bringing it up and keep putting Woodward's name in this. I'll explain to you guys why I'm never going back to Woodward. I can do charity in my own city. I can volunteer for the autistic school. I can do skate lessons. I can I can judge skate contests. I don't need to drive 5 hours to Woodward West to be fed shitty fucking hot dogs and make zero money and get called a faggot if all I want to do is help kids. I don't need to drive over there for all that shit. I don't need to be wrongly persecuted. I don't need to have anyone who has this weird fucking thing against me for no fucking reason. The owner of the place talking shit to me all the time. I don't need all that. Why would I go to Woodward West? By the way, they haven't built anything new for 5 years. So it's not like I'm going to go there and skate an obstacle I've never skated before. Right? So if I want to volunteer and help kids, there's really no fucking reason after all 3 of those strikes to go over there, especially for a camp that condones that type of homophobic shit. Now, let me go ahead and say that I'm guilty of using the F word several times. Typically, when I'm playing Mario, I get angry at the game and I say, oh, fucking faggot. I do that shit all the time. It's bad. I need to work on it. I could be better. But that's a totally different situation, or at least minorly different than out of anger while at work looking at a person and saying that to a person surrounded by kids. Okay, so I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm no one to throw stones. You know, the one who hasn't fucking said the F word, don't throw the stones first. I get it. Okay, I've fucked up in the past. But I felt like with all these retarded gossip girls, rumors going around, there I go again using the R word, oh goodness, PC culture. With all these little rumors spreading around with scooter riders, I felt like now, thanks to this controversy that was brought up by these two scooter riders, with all this shit, I feel like it was time to finally clear the air. That's why I don't want to go there. All right? I was never banned, or if I was banned, I was never notified. And even still to this day, I have no reason to go there. For what? What do I get out of it? I get to help kids at what cost? You know what I mean? So anyways, I feel good to get that off my chest. I'm usually not one to snitch. All right? I'm usually not one to experience something like that and feel like I need to go telling everybody. I held this shit in for like 3 years. I would have never brought it up. But with all this shit happening now, I have scooter riders for the past 2 days straight saying, haha, this is why you're banned from Woodward, you idiot. Oh, also, these two scooter riders were spreading the rumor that I was banned from Woodward for harassing scooters. Now, I'm pretty sure that they used those exact words because those were the exact words used in multiple comments I got on YouTube and Instagram. So, I don't know if me telling this story really solves anything, but I definitely wanted to bring a close to the idea that maybe I had been banned from the Fortnite server once previously located at Woodward. The end of the story. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I'll put that story on YouTube. Who knows? But that's all I really have to say about that. You guys can do your own research to find the videos of the kids talking shit or the videos that may have happened at Woodward. We're going to do a post show after this, and I can do some Googling, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit after the official show. But until then, the show must go on, and we are going to continue with local Las Vegas news. If you only came here for Woodward shit, fuck off, goddammit. Let's listen to the news story song. There is no song, it was just that noise. So, first article. Additional students cited in connection with Arborview racial threats. Look at this. Racial threats at a school called Arborview. I used to skate at this place. They had a perfect ledge. I remember I did a front nose grind, shove it. It was awesome. And I saw on Instagram, somebody made an Instagram, like, I'm not going to say the word. It's the N word involved here with the E and the R at the end. Got to steer clear of that one unless you want to get beat up out here. But they made an Instagram with that in the name, and it was just called, like, Arborview, we hate the N-word. Something like that. Also, it's always weird explaining this, being the white guy and having to say the word, the N-word. It's always an awkward situation. I don't know why. I don't know why it gives me, like, the chills sometimes. Like, I got to look over my shoulder. Like, I know I'm not saying the word, but I'm referencing to it. So, if we're going to fight, like, just give me some heads up so we can do this. Anyways, so Clark County School District Police cited another student Wednesday in connection with racially charged threats made at Arborview High School. So the issue was they made this Instagram, they took pictures, like candid pictures of black kids and wrote a bunch of racist shit at the bottom, and then they cited that they should have another Columbine or something like that. Now, at first I thought, how funny would this be if it was some black kids that did this? But then I thought how fucking terrible it is that these fucking kids, number one, that they have these racist thoughts. Number two, that anyone believes they can get away with anything on social media. It's almost like it's really bold and brave. Like, it takes a certain type of racist guy to be that bold, even if you're a student. It's really bold of you to go on Instagram knowing that you're probably going to get caught and make a super racist Instagram about black people at your high school. I don't understand, dude. It's really bold and it's kind of scary. I like to tell you guys sometimes, especially with that last Jesse Smollett story, like, hey, listen, man, if racism's so fucking bad, why'd this guy have to hire people? Well, in this story, we have the opposite. Racism actually is that fucking bad, and these guys don't give a fuck about getting caught. So, I'm a hypocrite in some sense. Sergeant Brian Zink said a student was cited for cyberbullying in connection with Instagram posts threatening to shoot students at the high school. They arrested 2 students Tuesday in connection with racist threats at Arborview High School. The teens, ages 15 and 16, created an Instagram account targeting black students at the school using violent language. That is correct. According to police, charges against the teens include making terroristic threats with a hate crime enhancement, conspiracy to commit terrorist threats, cyberbullying, and breach of peace. Once police identified the subjects, the threat to students was deemed not credible by police. Now, I don't know how I feel about this, okay? I feel like anyone who says that they want to shoot someone or they can shoot someone probably can. Now, that being said, maybe you don't have a gun in your house. Maybe you said it as a joke, but deeming it not credible, like, I don't think the credibility of these threats should be that important. I think it should be important that these kids made the fucking threats, down to fucking make the threats, don't care about getting caught. And who's to say this kid can't go to his friend's house down the street? He knows where his daddy keeps the gun. It's under the bookcase, behind the Bible. Who's to say he's not gonna go over there, grab that shit, go in there and start shooting black kids? No one wants to say that shit. Get rid of this fucking kid, man. Put him in jail. You know what? He's gonna make some real fucking cool black homies in jail, being a racist fucking 15-year-old. What a bitch. Zink said the investigation into the threats was ongoing and that students may see an increased police presence at the school. Now, I get it. There's not a lot of things you can do. It's a really sad story, but it makes me angry that the kids could be so fucking bold. Now, the Woodward story went really long here, so we're going to try to power through a lot of these articles. Next one. Department of Health and Human Services grants $3.7 million for opioid response in Nevada. The only reason I clicked this is because last podcast, I explained that I think tweakers are a bigger problem in America than Mexicans. Hey, sue me if that's what I believe. I feel like all this talk about building a wall, we should build a wall around the fucking tweakers so they can't get out. But of course, they're going to obviously create some sort of weird device out of dirt and gum and tinfoil and somehow break their way out. Much like the Mexicans also will when we build that wall. But I feel like the tweakers are a much bigger problem. So that's the only reason I clicked this article. Let's go ahead and skim through it. The Department of Health opioid response grant gave $3,700,000 to Nevada to expand across to opioid abuse prevention, treatment, and recovery. According to a statement, blah, blah, blah. Did you guys just hear me burp into the... I'm talking a lot here, guys. The goal of SAMHSA, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. SAMHSA, Daniel-san, is to address the opioid crisis by increasing access to medication-assisted treatments, reducing unmet treatment need, and reducing opioid overdose-related deaths through prevention, treatment, and recovery activities for opioid use. Okay, I'm not super educated on this shit, and I certainly do have sympathy for, let's say, a skateboarder who breaks their arm and they're prescribed Oxycontin or something like that, and they're taking that because their arm is in so much pain. They have arm surgery, their arm's fucked, they can't do anything, they have to take these pills just to be able to function during the day. Then they find out they're fucking grossly addicted to pills, then their prescription runs out, and then they find out they can get illegal pills, and their drug dealer fucking fails to re-up that day. Next thing you know, they have a fucking needle in their arm. Certainly, I do have a little bit of, like, empathy for that, right? But one thing I have no sympathy for, sympathy or empathy, are they the same thing? I don't fucking know. I have no sympathy for the weekend partier who goes, yeah, dude, I've tried coke, dude, I've tried meth, I'm drunk right now, and dude, I'm trying to give that heroin a shot, dude. I don't think those people should be allowed to get the same help, the same government money, basically tax money. I don't think I should have to give that guy money for fucking up. And I feel like we can all, on some level, agree on that. And I don't know exactly how the law works. I'm kind of just freestyling my thoughts right here. But I feel like I have a pretty strong argument here. Those people do not deserve a bunch of fucking help. You got yourself into that fucking mess by just throwing caution to the wind. Get your fucking self out of that mess. I know easier said than done. Maybe I am uneducated, but that's where I fucking stand on that right now. Let me know in a comment if you agree or disagree. HHS said 2019 was the second year of funding for the state opioid response program, which has allocated more than $1 billion in funding to address opioid addiction and recovery. So that's the article. I don't know. I think I've said everything I had to say about that. And as Forrest Gump said, that's all I have to say about that. Moving on, next article. Feds won't charge suspect in deadly Texas school shooting that killed 10. This kid looks like a goddamn psychopath. I knew it right away. What was that movie, Don't Be a Wallflower? Or The Perks of Being a Wallflower? This is that. This is that movie, except in the movie, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, if you've never seen it, it's an awesome chick flick. I like chick flicks, goddammit. I'll admit it. I like movies made for chicks. Fuck it. But anyways, this is a story about the kid from that movie if he never made friends. In the movie, the kid makes friends, he has fun, he's like an antisocial, but then some people like see him like, oh, that guy's lonely, let's go be his friend. They be his friend, and then a whole year of fun activities occur in the movie versus this guy, a whole goddamn school shooting is what ensued. So, federal prosecutors say they will not pursue charges at this time against the teenager accused of fatally shooting 10 people at a Texas high school. Demetrios, 18, faces state capital murder for the deadly shooting last May at Santa Fe High School that also wounded 13 people. So, he killed 10 and wounded 13. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Texas says... Oh, I'm talking a lot here, guys. I'm trying to keep up. Prosecutors and FBI agents met with the victims and family members Tuesday, and that no federal charges will be filed at this time. Okay, so this news pretty much says nothing. There's no federal charges, but this guy's still hopefully going to die in jail. A spokeswoman declined to say whether he might face future federal prosecution. If convicted in state court, which he absolutely will be, you can't get away with it. You can't just be like... You can't just swap a white guy and then swap him in with a 5'3" Mexican buff dude and just say, well, he must have did the shooting. Like, this is Texas, all right? This is not Woodward. We can't just change the rules. He could be sentenced to life in prison, but he has the possibility of parole after 40 years because he was a minor at the time of the shooting. On the topic of minors committing terrible crimes, back in the day, that used to be the thing, right? If you were a kid and you had some big homies, if it came down to like committing some really fucked up crime, they would make the kid do it because they know the kid's not going to ever get in trouble. Nowadays, I think that's changed a little bit, and you could be fucking 14 and sentenced to 40 years, and I think that's a good thing, okay? I think, if you're like 7 years old and you accidentally shoot someone because you're 7 and your brain isn't all the way there, like, I could have a little bit of like, understanding there. But if you're 14 years old and you kill 3 classmates because they called you a fat tub of lard, dude, go to jail and die. You know what I mean? This whole like, well, he wasn't 18, so can't be charged as an adult. Well, okay, he's gonna be one day. The Bill Burr voice. He's gonna be 18 one day. You know what I mean? Like, fucking get him out of here. Get rid of him. I don't want him anymore. Also, 14-year-old kills 3 people, or how about this one? This guy was probably, 17, 16? He goes to school and murders 10 people? What's gonna happen when he's working his fucking desk job and he gets an email that he doesn't like and he kills everybody in the office? What are we gonna blame? Hopefully, we have someone to blame. Or we could just send these guys up the fucking river forever at a young age, and we can save all those people at the Xerox company. Is Xerox even a thing? Kinko's, Walmart, you name it. Wherever it is, we're going to save those innocent people. Oh, next topic, anti-vax. Oh my goodness. I don't know shit about this, but it makes me so angry. On the topic of scooter riders, I feel like parents who put their toddler kids, just give them a scooter and throw them in the skate park, I feel like they are committing an equally heinous crime as people who choose not to get their children vaccinated. Either way, you just want your student to be fucked, right? Here you go, kid. Go sit in the middle of the skate park with all these big people swinging around BMX bikes, randomly going all different directions. It's like setting a fucking, an ant in a pinball machine. You know he's going to get squished, crushed, killed, raped, or worse. And I don't know what could be worse than that. But the ant knows, and the scooter rider eventually finds out. Oh, and the unvaccinated kid. Oh yeah, you ever had chickenpox at age 42? It's probably pretty fucked up. I couldn't say that with a straight face. Oh, as mumps outbreak grows at Temple University, there's a strong recommendation for vaccine. Thank you for quoting strong recommendation. Temple University in Philadelphia has reported 74 cases of mumps in an outbreak that began last month. Mark Denies, Director of Student and Employee Health Services, said 15 of those cases are confirmed, 59 are probable. Okay, they really got me with that 74. 46 of those cases have been identified in the last 8 days. The university said it's working with local health department to contain the outbreak. Mumps, oh shit, this is where it gets crazy, guys. Mumps is a vaccine-preventable disease that is caused by a virus. It is spread through saliva or mucus by coughing, sneezing, talking, or sharing eating utensils or cups, according to the CDC. Let me read that again. Mumps is a vaccine-preventable disease that is caused by a virus. So I have one of these anti-vax people on my Facebook friends, and they post the most outrageous shit. Everything they post can't be proven. It's almost like Alex Jones. Like, these moms who I think they just can't afford vaccines. I think that's what it really comes down to. These moms who keep their kids from getting these vaccines because they think it causes autism or they think it causes death, immediate death, because that happened to one time out of 900 million cases. They always quote these news articles that aren't that aren't news, and they quote these doctors that aren't doctors. And then whenever you, and when I say you, I mean me, if I send a letter like maybe by like the American Heart Association or something that's for sure like a legitimate company, they go, I send that link and it's an article that says everything that all these rumors being spread by anti-vax is completely disprovable. These are all the links. These are all the misquotes. These are all the blatant lies. And here's what the CDC actually recommends. You know what the fucking mom always says? Yeah, that's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to think. And it's like, what do you mean? That's what they want you to think. That's just the science. You're telling me every single doctor in history is all getting paid off by the ultimate money machine that is known as the vaccine culture? Get the fuck out of here. I know there's a lot of like crazy things going on in America, right? But this vaccine thing, every single doctor, all of them, all the doctors are fucking, they're just pawns in the scheme. But the single moms, that's who you gotta listen to. That's the definition of wisdom. I mean, we've known that for centuries. Everything a single mom says is completely matter-of-fact true, regardless of if any research was ever done. Why would I believe a doctor? That's outrageous. Especially when it comes to the safety of an innocent child. I'm gonna listen to a laughable doctor? What, are you crazy? But guess what happens? When that kid gets on a skateboard and breaks his arm, actually, that kid won't get on a skateboard. When that kid gets on a scooter, goes to the skate park, and a BMX bike accidentally runs into him, and he breaks his arm, where do those moms go? Do they go to the local Indian witch doctor, or do they go to the fucking doctor? You know what I mean? Like, they trust the doctor on some things, but other things, oh no, you can't trust the doctor on that. I only trust the doctors that that know about broken bones and that know about the common cold. Any doctor who knows about something as worthless as mumps or measles, oh, I'm not listening to them. No fucking way, no how. It would almost be like if I said something like, hey dude, it's 110 degrees outside in Las Vegas. Don't leave your kid in a car because the car will get really hot and your kid will die. Oh yeah, that's what they want you to think. You're telling me that if I leave my kid in the car, 110 degree weather, he's gonna die? Oh wow, yeah, you just believe everything the doctor tells you. And you're just like, no, ma'am, I promise you that you're going to like really kill your child or at least cause him significant injury if you leave him in a hot car. Yeah, right, dude. Do some real research. Huffington Post just did an article on it. All right? And The Onion. Read some real facts. You're going to tell me that a thermometer, you believe a thermometer? Oh my God. Yeah, right. That's what I hear. That's what I hear when I read these stories. Anyways, let's skim through this real quick. It can also spread when an infected person touches items or surfaces that are then touched by someone else who picks up the virus. So anyways, long story short, vaccinate your kids. And it's one of those things where it's this, I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure there's a word for it. When you explain something to someone and you give them like ample proof and all they say is, yeah, but your proof is fake. And it's like, well, what is your proof? Oh, my proof is real. Why is your proof real? Because I decided that. Wait a minute, but my proof has been proven like worldwide among thousands and thousands of doctors. Fake. Don't care. La, 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 la. I'm not listening. I feel like it's a losing battle. But you know who the real loser is? The kids. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that in a comment below. Let's get back to what's going on in my life. I slipped and fell down in the kitchen yesterday, and it was 100% my fault. Lily was there to witness it, and I've never been so instantly karma'd ever. So we get home. I'm excited. I'm in a great mood. We're about to go to the bar. I'm just like happy. I'm fucking getting the dog food ready, and I trip over the dog water bowl, and water falls out. And I go, oh, well, fuck it. It's water. I don't care. It's water on the tile. Water on the tile doesn't hurt anything. It sounds like a song. Water on the tile. Water on the tile. Dun, 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 dun. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. Dun, 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 dun. It's gonna dry up by itself. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. So that's what I'm thinking. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. Fine. She goes, you better clean that up. Okay, good, whatever. I grab the mop. I mop it, and I just mop the water. And now, basically, I just spread the water out. The kitchen looks a lot cleaner, but I didn't really dry the water. I just spread it out more, so it would dry faster. Then I go outside. I let Koopa in. She goes, Koopa's gonna slip on the water. And I'm like, dude, who gives a fuck? The dog slips on water. Who cares? Let the boy live. Let the boy get the measles and the chicken pox. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that. He'll do nothing. So anyways, I go back to the room to get my hat or whatever, and I come out, and me and Koopa have this game, all right? In the middle of my house, it's like a circle. So you can go like from the kitchen to the hallway and then go around, and you can go back into the kitchen. So the kitchen sort of has like two entrances. So anyways, I see Koopa, and we always have this game where when I see him, if I do this, if I like flinch at him, that means he's gonna immediately run at me. And then I run around the circle, and we chase each other around the circle, just a boy and his dog having fun. So we chase each other around the circle, and the circle's also located right by the dog bowl. So I fucking go, I try to make a hard right turn, 90-degree turn, boom, slip, I fall, slam on my elbow, and then I slide into the dog kennel. Koopa comes right behind me, he tries to stop, slides right into me, and then we're both just fucking sitting there eating shit. So basically, at the end of the day, we both look stupid. We both slide into the cage. Lily's laughing, but she also has that look on her face where it's just like, I told you, motherfucker. I knew that you were gonna eat shit. And I'm sitting there like, of course, like I feel stupid, but it's also hilarious. Like, it's also really funny that I'm just, like, it didn't take 60 seconds from when she said, you're gonna slip and fall. Koopa's gonna slip and fall. And then 60 seconds later, I completely forgot about the water. I slipped and fall. The dog comes sliding into me, almost like a cartoon. So anyways, what else happened? The Olympics. I'm going to make this Olympic topic real quick, okay? Because the Olympic artwork just got kind of like announced or whatever. And it's skateboarding's going to be in the Olympics in 2020. And everyone's really mad, right? Everyone's really mad. Fuck the Olympics, dude. Keep skateboarding hardcore. It's all about Tampa and fucking Phoenix Am, dude. And fuck everything else. Fuck Nike. Fuck Vans, dude. R.I.P. Phelps, dude. And fuck the Olympics, dudes. I'm fucking out of here. And I've always had the exact same response. It's always just been, hey, yeah, You know what's really lame? Skateboarders being allowed to represent their country on a worldwide scale. Fucking lame, right? You know what would be terrible? If that somehow paved the way for skateboarders to get paid the money they deserve. Fucking gay, dumb. That's the last thing I want. I would never want Luan to represent Brazil on the biggest stage ever. That shit's dumb. Gay. What I really want, I want skateboarders to continue being nobodies, making no fucking money, turning 40 years old and realizing they have no savings, dying lonely next to a fucking dumpster. Didn't we do a story a couple weeks ago about a skateboarder who was in X Games, but then he fucking grew old or whatever, and he had to resort to fucking selling multiple pounds of meth just to live his life? So we get to that point where pro skaters later in life, they weren't paid what they needed to be paid, and then they have to sell drugs. And you know what? Dude, that's the cool shit. That's the skateboarding I want, dude. Hell yeah. Fuck it. So, anyways, long story short, I like the Olympics and skateboarding. I like the idea that skateboarders can be represented on a worldwide scale. I like the idea that more people can be exposed to this sport that has changed my life in the most amazing ways. And it really bums me out and makes me feel weird that there's so many people who A, think skateboarding is super underground, and B, they want to just keep it to themselves. I don't want the world to know about skateboarding. It's my subculture. It's mine. No one else can have it. No. I don't understand it. And then it's like, yeah, well, fucking the Olympics is gonna it's gonna make it all corporate and shit. Like, oh, it's gonna be corporate now. Fucking look in the mirror, dude. There's barely any skate shops alive. The world moves on. Skateboarding's really cool. It's gonna become commercial a little bit. Whatever. It happens. Big fucking deal. Long as skateboarders are getting paid, why the fuck do you care? That's my opinion. Anyways. Pet peeve. Waitresses who don't write shit down. That really fucking annoys me when I order chicken wings. Wait, what did I order? A club sandwich with a side of sauce and a Budweiser. And what I get is a club sandwich, no sauce, no Budweiser. Like what? Like everything is the opposite. My question is this. You go to a restaurant, you order multiple things, an appetizer, an entree, a drink, and then maybe something on the side, maybe a little special thing. Oh, I want my steak medium rare. I would like my steak medium rare. And then you just get people who are like, oh, I have 8 tables. I'm going to remember all this shit. And I try to get into the heads of these waitresses, and I try to figure the fuck out, what do you win? Like, who are you trying to prove that you're a badass, right? I have a photographic memory. I do this all the time. I remember everything. I don't need a notepad. No, clearly you fuck up everything all the time. I psychically predicted it. Lily was there. I even wrote it on Twitter. I wrote, waitress didn't write down the order. I'm definitely going to get my order fucked up. You know what happened? I got my fucking order fucked up. And it just made me just wonder. Like, I know you have a notepad. I know you have a pen or pencil. I know you have those things. Why not use them? What do you win? What are you the winner of? Is there like this yearly nomination of like, oh, best waitresses who never wrote shit down award goes to Susan at IHOP? No, that's never been a fucking thing. Never. You know what? You know what should matter more? The more shit you write down, the better service you can give. You might even get a better tip. Not to mention that this particular place, the chick was super fucking rude. So it was just mainly, the moral of the story is just that I'm psychic. And I've always been psychic. I will always be psychic. I always know when people are going to fuck up. And they always do. And that's going to be that. So, time for the trivia question. If you want to be the proud winner of a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack, all you have to do is answer this question. Name 3 scooter tricks that don't involve a 180 or 360. Name 3 scooter tricks. First person who lives in America to name 3 scooter tricks will be the proud winner of a NinjaLifestyle sticker pack. That's right, folks. We're giving them away. OG Mickey says tail whip, brie flip, back flip. TSA Skater says tail whip, buttercup, brie flip. Both of you guys said that right around the same time, so you guys are both the winners. Find me on Instagram or Facebook or Discord to claim your prize. That's all I have for today. The podcast ran a little bit extra, but I'm glad I got to explain the homophobic slur factory that is Woodward. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that in a comment below. If you showed up late and you missed the story, don't worry. You can re-listen or re-watch this podcast on Sunday. It comes out on iTunes, Podbean, and of course, YouTube. If you want to find me on Instagram, just type in Black Ninja LV. The LV stands for Las Vegas. And if you just want to chat sometime, talk to me on Facebook, type in NinjaLifestyle. I would love to help you through the twists and turns that is life by giving you advice. I too am a victim of hate. I too am a victim of judgment. I too have been through the ringer, and I came out alive and on top. I appreciate everyone for being here. Go ahead and give me a hell yeah in the chat so that I can shout out each and every one of you guys who stuck it through, that stuck it in, that spit on it and stuck it in all the way to the end. I appreciate you guys a lot. Also, if you're watching live, stay tuned for the post show. We have VL Scoot, Philac Attack, Doug Desitels, Gabriel, TSA Skater, Dream Skate, DX Man, KY, Jacko, OG Mickey, Dingo, Dogger Dude, DX Man. I think I repeated a couple of these. Sherry Bowberry, iBook Boy, and more. As always, I cannot do this shit without you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And if you appreciate me, please share the podcast with a friend, because that's the only way that we can grow. That's it. That's all I have for you guys. I thought this was a great podcast. 10 out of 10, in my opinion. Absolutely perfect 10 out of 10. Let's go ahead and finally shout out the people who followed. Very Real Reality resubscribed. This is his 16th month in a row. Thank you very much. I am JV followed. Simo donated $3. Extra big thank you to Simo for donating $3 an hour ago. Whiskey IPA also donated $3. And Jonathan Starr has followed. I appreciate all the new friends and the old friends. Welcome to the squad, goddammit. Let's go ahead and play that intro now. So I heard you guys burned down this entire building and killed 3 people, and that the bodies were just going to be shown on the wall, nailed to the wall like Jesus. But now that I'm here, I can see that that was all a lie, and I just hate you for no fucking reason. Fuck Woodward West.